When an emergency strikes, every second counts. But an effective response begins long before the crisis. It starts with preparation, coordination, and trained people. In Slovakia, ADRA Europe brought together professionals from 11 countries for a disaster response training. What began as a technical simulation turned into a real experience of impact and solidarity. Take a look.
Natural disasters, armed conflicts, forced displacement. We live in a time of increasingly complex crises, and humanitarian response must keep up with speed, efficiency, and empathy. That's why, in Slovakia's Tatra Mountains, 25 humanitarian professionals took part in an intensive training organized by ADRA Europe. They came from 11 countries across the continent, a diverse, experienced group ready to be put to the test. They are part of ADRA's emergency response team, a unit that can be deployed at any time, anywhere in Europe or beyond. For 1 week, participants faced a hands-on challenge, simulating a humanitarian crisis in a Roma community, an ethnic group commonly referred to as gypsies, historically marginalized across Europe, where poverty and social exclusion are part of everyday life. The mission challenged participants to organize a response under pressure based on international humanitarian standards. Nothing was improvised. Every decision was assessed by experts. Participants had to set up coordination centers, manage supply stockpiles, identify urgent needs in the population, and organize the flow of aid delivery. They were also responsible for assigning roles within their teams, conducting simulated meetings with local authorities, and responding to critical scenarios such as water shortages, hospital overflow, and displaced families. From logistics to community engagement, everything was closely monitored, just as it would be in a real emergency. Also present were guest professionals from Ukraine, Syria, and Lebanon, countries where conflict and displacement are part of daily life. Their field experience brought depth and realism to the simulation. The training included theory, but it was practice that made the greatest impact. At the end, the simulation turned into concrete action. Families from the same Roma community where the training took place received actual assistance in the form of food vouchers. Among them was Aneta, a mother of 6, living on just 87 euros a month. As she signed to receive her card, her eyes carry the weight of daily struggle and the quiet hope of feeding her children with dignity. Participants who stood out during the training were invited to join ADRA Europe's official response team, an elite group trained to operate in critical situations with speed, strategy, and precision. More than building individual capacity, the program strengthens national emergency systems, secures pre-approved funding, and puts fast response mechanisms in place. Across Europe, ADRA operates in 31 countries and upholds a clear commitment. Saving lives tomorrow starts with being ready today.